We're
right?
on private property filming.
This is private property.
This is state private property.
Step away from the vehicle.
I'm nowhere near your vehicle.
Yes, you are. You're within 10 feet. You're within 25 feet away.
Why do I need to be 25 feet away? Is that a law?
It's a state regulation.
There's a sign. They're telling you to
Where?
stay away.
Where's the sign? Tell me.
They're telling you. That's why they came to you aggressive, like you said.
Yeah.
They're
Oh, that's
doing their
why.
job.
That's not. Their job is not to be
How
aggressive.
do you know what the job is?
Hey, what's up, guys? Long Island Audit here, back again with another video. Today we're at the Pasquotank Correctional Institute here in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. We're here today, as always, to peacefully exercise our First Amendment right to film in public and publicly accessible areas, to promote transparency and accountability within our government, and to ensure that our public servants recognize our rights and treat us with respect. Let's get into it. All right, guys, let's take a look around the correctional facility here. It's a massive correctional facility. They have a bunch of county vehicles over here and buses.
Sir? We can't be doing that. We don't have any filming on the premise here, sir. Can you please stop?
Who are you?
I'm sorry?
Who are you, ma'am? Who are you, sir?
Please stop filming.
Can I know who you guys are?
We are officers that work here.
But what are your names?
Stop filming.
Ma'am, what's your name?
What is your name and why are you on
I would
our
like to
state
know who
property?
you are.
I'd like to know why you're on this property. Do I need to get the superintendent out here?
You can get whoever you want, but you're the one talking to me. You're the one that came up
Because
to me,
you're on
right?
private property filming.
This is private property.
This is state private property.
But if the state is funded by the government and the public, how would it be private property?
Why are you here? This is a prison.
I'm failing to understand your logic.
This is the prison. You could be arrested.
I understand this is a correctional facility.
Yes, it is. You're not supposed to be on here
What did you
filming
say?
anything.
What did you say?
You are on private property and I'm asking you to leave.
And what'd you say after that? You said I could be arrested for what?
You're trespassing.
How am I trespassing? Are you a custodian of this property?
I can get the custodian out here. I'm security of this property. I'm
Your
doing
security
my job.
and your name?
Friend, are you getting somebody?
I'm getting the OIC.
Thank you.
What's OIC?
The OIC is the person in command right now.
The warden's here. I can see his car right there.
The warden, we're not the OIC, the person in charge. If we have to get the warden out here, we will, but
I can see the warden's car is here, so he has to be here, right?
why are you out here and who are you working for?
See, there's a way there's a way to handle things and there's a way not to handle things. I know you're used to treating them, the inmates in there, a certain way.
I don't deal with the inmates, sir.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you
And I don't
have.
treat the inmates wrong.
Okay.
I just know that this is.
Well, I find that hard to
and you were not
believe.
supposed
I find
to
that
be
hard
here.
to believe when you came
I've
off so
been here
aggressive.
many years, and I've never had any problems with no inmates.
Of course you wouldn't. There's no
Because
accountability.
there is accountability.
Of course there
I
wouldn't.
treat them with respect.
When's the
and they treat me with
when's the
respect.
last time someone got in trouble here for
You know
mistreating
what?
an
I'm not
inmate?
speaking to you anymore.
When's the last time someone got in trouble for mistreating an inmate here at this facility, ma'am? Alright guys, so apparently these correctional officers are upset that I'm recording, exercising a constitutional right. This woman is upset. She is not happy whatsoever. That's the problem, is that they're used to treating people with such disrespect. Instead of coming up to someone and treating them with respect, saying, "Hey sir, how are you? My name is correctional officer," whatever it may be. I would have introduced myself. "Hey, my name's Sean. I'm an independent journalist just taking some pictures and video of the facility here from the publicly accessible areas. Nothing illegal going on here. This is the public parking lot for visitors and I'm visiting. I'm not in any restricted areas, as you guys can see. I don't know who this is. Let's see.
Don't say nothing. He's videotaping. He's videotaping. Okay?
Hi, sir. How are you? Are you supervisor, sir?
No comment.
No comment. Okay. De-escalation goes a long way.
Away from the vehicle. Step away from the vehicle.
I'm nowhere near your vehicle.
Yes, you are. You're within 10 feet. You're within 25 feet away.
Why do I need to be 25 feet away? Is that a law?
It's a state regulation.
State regulation that I have to be 25 feet away? 25 feet away? That seems absurd. I'm nowhere near. You know I'm not a threat to you. Relax. See, you can put the vehicle 25 feet away. There you go. Hey, sir, how are you? Oh, sure. Yeah, no problem, sir. No problem. Sorry about that. How you guys doing today?
Good. How can I help you?
Oh, I don't really need any help. I was just trying to take some pictures and video here. I'm an independent journalist. Can I get your guys' names and your titles?
We can, absolutely, in just a minute, but you have to get permission to record on this facility, but you're more than happy to record out on that street.
This is a public
No, sir,
parking lot, correct?
This is a prison. This is not public where you can come in and out of
Yeah,
the
visitors. You have rules for visitors that
Yes,
come
sir.
to visit.
You have to sign
I'm
up
visiting.
to get it. Have you signed up for that visitation?
No, I haven't signed up for any
Yes, sir. You
visitation.
have to be pre-approved to come up to there.
To come inside the jail. I'm on the publicly accessible areas of the jail, which is a right of mine to just be in the publicly accessible areas. I'm not in any restricted areas or anything. And
But on this road path you are. Walking up on this road path, this is...
oh, I was just following the people that came up to me. I was all the way over there, and they came up to me and said that it was illegal to take pictures of the jail.
You more than free.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to go any restricted areas. That's for sure. And apparently, is there a law that says I have to be 25 feet away from this gentleman's
this vehicle? Because we don't. You could be a threat. We don't know.
But that's not how life works.
Yes, sir.
You can't just say that. Oh, you could be a threat.
It's a possibility. We are.
But if you treated everyone like threats,
convicted felons, we have to protect ourselves and the general public.
yeah, no one's a threat to you. Have you ever had somebody?
Yes, sir, we
have you
have.
ever had somebody come up to you with a camera and do harm to you with a camera in their hand?
Absolutely, but
Oh, absolutely not, right?
Cameras for what?
Absolutely not. Can I get your names and titles, please? And then I'll
Captain Turley,
Captain Turley, and your name, sir?
Lieutenant Fleming.
Lieutenant Fleming. So my name is Sean. I'm an independent journalist. Again, the two officers that came up to me originally, they just started screaming at me and yelling at me. If they could have identified themselves, I said, "Hey, how are you? What's your name?" They just freaking out on me for no reason. So
As I came out, I asked you.
Okay,
Is there
so-
anything I can help you with?
okay, so that's something maybe you should talk to them about de-escalation, because that would go a long way. But as far as my name is Sean, I'm an independent journalist. I'm just exercising my right to film in public. I don't want to go in any restricted areas of this facility at all.
So
There is no restricted areas.
It is for me to let you know, 25 feet from these vehicles. You know what I mean? Because we have to make sure the perimeter remains safe and secure. We ask that there's no videotaping inside our parking lot, which is not a public parking lot.
It is public.
No, sir.
It's open
It
to
is
the
not.
public.
It is open to the public, but there are other things that are open to the public. It's not a public parking lot.
It's not a
If you-
restricted area, is it? There's no signs that deem it restricted. Okay.
But there again, we request that you, if you'd like to film, you're more than happy to film, but be out on the public street when you film.
Yeah, this is public, so I'm not gonna go in. I'm not gonna go into restricted areas or anything. If you need to, you're not law enforcement, are you?
This is actually state property.
This is state property.
Yeah, state property. That's
So
the same thing.
I'm
That's the same thing as
I'm
public property.
requesting as a state official for you to step off of this parking
This
lot.
is public property.
No, sir. This is state property.
It's public property.
It's state property.
Who funds the state?
The federal government.
The federal government funds the state.
The federal government pays for most of the salary. You
No.
don't know how this works.
No, that's
Hey,
you think
listen.
the federal government pays for the state?
Be surprised.
I'm sure they give money. But where does who supports the federal government then? Who funds the federal government? If,
Man, we got work to do.
We got work.
so go ahead and get back to work. I have no problem
So
with
I'm
you guys can get back to work.
You can record and everything else.
You guys got to get back to work. I'm going to stay in the publicly accessible areas. Who funds the government? The people, right? The people fund the state and the government. That's how that works. That means it's public property. They fund your salaries, they fund the property. I'm going to be in the publicly accessible areas. You're not law enforcement, are you? You're not giving me a lawful order as a law enforcement officer? I don't know if you're law enforcement. Some correctional officers are law enforcement, some aren't. I'm asking if you are. Are you law enforcement? Okay. Now I'm just going to stick to the publicly accessible areas of this property and continue to exercise my constitutional rights then. Continue to do. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm far enough. Yeah. So why can't you just move? You can't just move. So you're just going to move the vehicle where I am?
Because you're standing in front of the gate.
I just told you my name's Sean.
I can tell you my name is John Doe.
Yeah.
Does that show proof to me?
No, but unfortunately, it doesn't. But unfortunately, that's not the way the law works and our rights here work in this great country, sir.
Violating your rights.
I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying. I'm not saying you're violating my rights. I'm saying that your logic is a little bit faulty.
So if you would step back, hey, just stay 25
Well, I stood out of the roadway for you. I'm gonna go.
25 feet from this vehicle.
Can I get your name, sir? Who are you?
But they asked you to stay 25 feet away.
What's up with you guys not identifying yourself to the public?
I don't have to identify myself to you.
And I don't have to listen to your unlawful orders.
You're on our property.
But a de-escalation is de-escalation. This is not your property. Are you the owner of this property, sir?
We all are the owner of this property.
You said it. There you go. We all are the owner of this property.
Here protecting the,
I'm here exercising a constitutional right. Yeah, I actually am. I'm protecting the public's rights. I'm exercising a constitutional right. So yeah, I am protecting the public's rights.
What are you doing?
I'm a journalist. I'm working on a story. I told the captain
What are
already.
you doing?
What does that mean? I just told you I'm a journalist. I'm working on a story. That's what I'm doing here.
For what? That doesn't explain anything.
Well, I can't divulge the particulars of the story because then it might compromise my story. That's all.
You can tell your story or whatever, but you need to be on the road.
I'm going to be in the publicly accessible areas, this is public. It's open to the public. There's no restricted area signs. You can't just restrict an area just because you want to. There's signs for a reason. And it's restricted behind that big fence you got there. And I haven't gotten close to that fence. I don't want to go close to that fence. Because I was following the people.
Any other vehicles on this but the...
I'm not on it. I wasn't in the vehicle. I was following the officers. They said they were going to go get a supervisor, so I wanted to follow the officers to speak to the supervisor. Once I realized that it was, I didn't go into the facility. Now that I realized that it's a roadway, why would I stand in the middle of the roadway? That's not smart. I wouldn't do that.
This is actually another perimeter. It's not just a fence. This is another perimeter.
But you don't have any restricted area signs here. Yeah, but I'm no threat to anything. I don't have any.
You're saying you don't see no sign. There's a sign. They're telling you to
Where?
stay away.
Where's the sign? Tell me.
They're telling you. That's why they came to you aggressive, like you said.
Yeah. Oh, that's
their
why.
job.
That's not. Their job is not to be
How
aggressive.
do you know what the job is?
Because I just know it's not supposed to be
You just
aggressive.
know.
I know it's not supposed to be aggressive. Maybe that's how you treat the inmates in there. Like I was telling her. If that's how you guys treat the inmates in here. Yeah, inmates, offenders, whatever. Inmate's a cruel word. Oh, I didn't know that. Offender is a better word. Residents? Wow, they're residents. Also, they're here of their own free will, huh? Yeah, I mean, if I'm a resident of...
Would you rather somebody...
I didn't think that calling someone an inmate was a derogatory term. Residents? Residents or offenders here at this correctional facility here. Interesting. Okay. I just hope you treat them a little bit better. I'm not saying you, Captain. You've treated me. I'm saying I hope your officers treat them better than they treated me here today, because that escalation is not a... You should know as a, you're not law enforcement, but as some sort of correctional officer, that you should know that de-escalation works wonders in these situations, that, you can calm down the situation. I want to stay in the publicly accessible areas of this facility here. Yeah.
I'll say 25 feet away from this path. Still within 25 feet.
Yeah, but that's you can't just make that up.
That's not. I asked 25 feet.
But that's
I
you're
started
making that up.
That whole thing right at the beginning. It's not making it up. I requested.
But law is that a law?
That is our SOP, our policy.
Your policies.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Your policies. All right. Well, I'm gonna go about my business. I don't think there's really nothing else we could talk about. There's no. Why is he putting on his hand? What? Your hands cold? Officer, are your hands cold?
Is there anything?
Oh, I bet they're cold. All right. I'm gonna go about my business. Thanks. Have a great day. So over here in front of us, ooh, it's windy. Wow, windy day. Windy day. I hate it when these correctional officers or law enforcement officers put on their gloves like they're gonna do something, put their hands on people. Such a horrible, disgusting intimidation tactic. So these are all marked parking spots. Unit manager, captain, unit manager, captain. Yeah, sure, Captain. What's going on?
I asked why you're recording personal vehicles.
Personal vehicles?
Personal vehicles.
Oh, I'm just looking at the differences between state and personal vehicles here. That's all.
But you're going around recording license plate tags.
Yeah,
That
from
makes me a
state.
the other license plate tags were out here while you were recording. So when you turned and recorded the back of vehicles, that draws me to a conclusion to recording license plate tags.
And what can I do with that information?
Well, you tell me. I don't
I have
know.
no idea. But you're the one that's concerned about it.
I'm very concerned.
Why?
About
Why
this.
would? So what can I
So,
do?
do you think that we are dealing with churchgoers? You know,
No, you're dealing with residents.
right. So if we're dealing
Right.
with residents that can call people and have people come out and record vehicles and find out where they stay by pulling it up.
But how would I do that? I'm not a law enforcement officer. I can't pull someone's tag.
You've got internet, don't you?
You can't pull someone's tag from the internet. You can't.
So I'm sure you can't find out any information if you've got a.
Not that I know of. That from a license
I'm
plate.
glad you don't know, because I'm sure things can be found out by vehicle types and everything.
That's not my intention, so I wouldn't
Well,
know.
I can't tell you what your intentions are.
I can tell you my intentions, and I can tell you that I have no idea how to look up. I'm not a law. I believe only law enforcement officers can look. That's why, you know, when you're driving around in your personal vehicle and you're showing your license plate to the whole public.
Safety and security reasons, if you're recording the license plate numbers in license security vehicles, and they're out on the road trying to transport an offender, and you're recording that vehicle, and so now we have told other people, hey, look out for this tag. They transport offenders in these vehicles. That becomes a safety and security issue.
Well, wouldn't they know by it saying state-owned vehicle
Does it
here?
say state-owned?
It does say
Where
state-owned.
does it say state-owned?
Real big underneath the license plate.
That's if they call. There's probation parole that has those.
No, I'm saying these.
There are.
State. This right here is state-owned. So you obviously know it's some sort of government vehicle.
They also have these under probation parole. They have these under.
I'm sure they do. A bunch of
A
state.
bunch of different state vehicles
For sure, yeah.
DOT is state-owned, but recording on a prison on certain things, that is showing people on license plate. So
I mean, I think it's silly. I think it's. I think that's silly.
Everybody's allowed their opinion.
Yeah.
But under my safety and security, I'm requesting that you do not record these vehicles or their license plates.
Okay, I'm just gonna continue doing what I was doing. There's nothing nefarious going on here. These are public license plates that anybody can
Those
get.
are not. Those are personal.
I wouldn't know that they just because they don't say
they
state.
say state-owned?
No, they don't say state-owned.
Yeah, I thought you said just because they say state-owned, that it becomes a state-owned vehicle.
Well, I'm sure there's also such things as unmarked vehicles as well
But we're
that
not
wouldn't
all.
say. Yeah,
So these are personal vehicles, so I'm requesting that you
they're
don't
personal
record
vehicles that are in public. My intention is not to go through people's personal
those. I
vehicles,
can't
but
tell. I don't know. There
Okay.
again, that's like you
I'm
asking.
gonna go about my business now.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Have a blessed day.
You too. All right, guys. So it seems we have educated the state employees over there on our constitutional rights. We're just going to hang out for a little while longer and prove the point, and then we'll be on our way. take a look at some of these vehicles over here, and we'll be on our way. There's no need for any of that escalation or anything, so we're gonna be getting out of here soon. All right, guys, so we're just getting out of the Pasquotank County Correctional Facility here in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. I apologize in advance for all the wind noise. It is extremely windy today, but that being said, we accomplished our mission here today. We peacefully exercised our rights in public here at the correctional facility. It started off pretty rough with the two correctional officers escalating the situation, telling me that I couldn't record on state property because it's private property. I will never understand why our government officials and public servants think state property or federal property is any different than public property. And then to say that the state is funded by the federal government is kind of weird. I mean, it's true, but either way, everything is funded by we the people. This is our property here. There's nothing wrong with taking some pictures and video on public property, holding our government officials accountable, and that's what we did here today. We didn't back down just because two rogue correctional officers, who I can only imagine how they treat the inmates, residents, that's what they call them here, residents. I can't imagine how they treat the residents inside if they treat a man on the outside with a camera the way they treated me in the beginning. The captains and the lieutenant, they didn't really escalate the situation too much. They were just wrong. They said that this was private property when it's not. So we proved them wrong. This is public property. We exercised our rights. We educated. Now it's time to get out of here. But let me know what you think about this one in the comment section below. As always, stay safe. God bless. I'll see you in the next video. Long Island Audit. Peace.